I see I got a challenge from a viewer. I am honestly happy to play my viewers, sure. So yeah, feel free to send me a challenge. Just make sure, Chessperado, that you mute my stream on Twitch. Please don't stream snipe me. And good luck. Rook D, Bishop D2, Bishop takes F3. Just Bishop takes F3, right? Am I missing something? And still probably bad for me. Okay, but let's try and play a Busch-Gass Gambit against my viewer, Chessperado. Chesspered0. What emoji do you have there? Oh, it's a penguin. Nice. Busch-Gass? Busch-Gass? Don't mind if I do. Gambit glasses on. Here we go. I wonder if he was prepared. I wonder if he was prepared for this. That would make this even more fun. Okay, C3, top engine line. So, queen h4, we attack f2, we attack e4. So c3 prepares d4 very, very quickly. D takes d6, stopped it only for a second with the control here. So yeah, queen f3 had to be played to guard f2 and e4. And here we need to play queen to h6. So we play queen h4, dragging this queen out. We come back queen h6, pinning this pawn because any pawn move now, we would take the bishop. And bishop c4, by far the most common move. It's what Mittens and Sergei Zagalko played against me. And lost. d4 still can't be played because of this pin. It hasn't been able to be played all game. Castles, finally. Rook defends the bishop. d4 is going to come. It's going to hit my queen. It's going to hit my bishop. It's going to be really bad, but we're changing diagonals. We're going to switch it up. We're now looking at this diagonal. Bye-bye. Had nothing more useful to do here. You still don't want to play d4. So now h3 or g3. That's the question. Okay, h3. Okay. Here comes an interesting decision. If I play bishop to g4, it is a very cool move. You cannot take with the queen because you will lose that queen. You cannot take with the pawn, you will lose your king. If bishop to g4, you must find this crazy move d4, which launches this crazy, crazy line. The other option is what I play against Mr. Zagalko, which is bishop to f4, and it's what I'll play here in case there was preparation against bishop g4. Chessperado seems pretty strong. And bishop to g4, I think he would have been able to come up with this d4 line. But it's very, very interesting, and I'll cover it after. But bishop to f4 is also a very good move. It's going to continue to stop d4. It's got to be so frustrating if you're white. You've literally wanted to play this almost every single move of the game. You've wanted to play this move d4. Okay, knight a3. Finally, you think you've defended this enough times, and you can now play d4. Unfortunately, it is lost. Bishop to g4 now. Very, very strong move. And I'll show you why this is lost. Pawn takes. This is going to be checkmate. Queen takes, we got that covered. Power of Busch-Gass is just so strong. So queen d3 only move in that case. After which we'll play rook d8. We're going to use all our friends here. Rook to d8. It also, rook d8 only works because there's no takes f7. Shout out to our other friend. Everybody's going to join the party here. Chessperado as in Desperado. Oh, that's good. I just got that. A classic Busch-Gasser. A classic Busch-Gasser this game. Okay, queen takes f4 is actually pretty smart queen sacrifice in view of queen d3, rook d8 getting checkmated. Alright, now I'll actually have to play. So let's go knight takes g4. I think before pawn takes g4 it might have been better to throw in d4 that you finally got to play. Would have been your chance. Now we're threatening mate, g3, and probably this. So again, you still can't do this. I almost feel bad when I don't allow it for so long. Because it really is just the move you need to free everything. Okay, check. Oh wait, yeah, this is protected. Maybe queen h3 was better there. All right, king going for a ride. Are they ever gonna get to play d4? That's the question. Check. Check. They can play f3, right? Check, rook f2, they're okay. I can take this, then they can do this. F5. F5 seems like a cool punch. D4, takes e4. So you should take it. And I was gonna maybe long castle. D3. D3. It's almost sad. In the end, they had to do it. Rook f8, interesting move. Bishop f4. Okay, let's just grab this. And okay, check. What do they have? They have 2 pieces for my queen. Doing a good job holding on. We're just gonna bring everyone in. Do I have takes? Takes, rook e8. I should try this. Rook e8. Bishop e3, I'd do queen f4, right? So king f1, I was gonna go queen h3. King g1, that's mate on e1, because they've never finished this development. So they gotta go there. Oh, then this is check. King f2, that's mate. Rook g1, this was mate. Oh, you resigned before I got to play here. Okay. Interesting game there. Interesting game. Let's have a look. I'm going to write GG. You can come back to Twitch. Interesting game. Shout out Chessperado. Okay, we had a Busch-Gass. Bishop c5. I already got dinged with a mistake. Takes e5, knight c6, so main line Busch-Gass. This is all the engine recommendations here with c3, queen to h4. So, okay, this is, I'll break this down of why you can't play d4 in every single position. Because if they're ever able to play d4 against a Busch-Gass, it just has a tempo on my bishop, it blocks this diagonal, it takes the whole center, and they're up a pawn and more for nothing. Okay, first of all, my queen controls it. But that's why you played c3, right? It's such a stupid move unless you're able to play d4. Because it costs a move, a precious, precious move that you could have been developing literally anything. And your queen side is very, very bad. Unless you're able to do this. It also takes away a square from your knight. Okay, queen h4. So I'm threatening mate. d4 is an option, but it's just completely equal if you're just giving me this pawn, right? So you probably don't want to do that. You probably want to play queen f3. I'll note here queen e2 loses immediately because the bishop g4 hits the queen, and queen has no squares to stay on f2 in that position. Whereas if you go to f3 correctly, as Mr. Chessperado did, you have queen g3 in this position. The point of queen h4, queen f3 is that now we zigzag to h6, and we're pinning the d4 pawn against this bishop. So if you play it, as some people sometimes just do, I can actually take this, right? Because it's not defended. Now, the top move, according to the engine here, that's so rare, is this move knight a3, actually, to protect, and to threaten d4 right away. After which, if you're black, you should take it. You should play queen g6 to just step out of the way. You should play f5. And, I mean, okay, your opponent did all the best stuff according to the engine, but, like, it is what it is, right? But, almost everyone will play this move bishop c4, because why not? It develops, it's so natural, that's probably where you want to castle anyway. It hits f7, so we play knight f6 to defend, and now they castle. And now this looks, this looks pretty good for white, because d4 should be coming, that should be defended, and this is now coming for real, right? Bishop to g4 continues to do kind of nothing. But now bishop to d6, and all of a sudden we're switching gears. We're attacking this. h3. G3 is also an option, but G3 creates several weaknesses. I believe this is what Mittens played against me. You can check out the Mittens video here. Yeah, I played queen to h1 in this position, which is the only square, because queen g2 loses it that way. Queen d3 is not where you want to go in front of that. So queen to h1, queen h5, threatening this, which would trap the queen. Kind of funny. Still no d4, right, because you don't want to get your queen trapped. f3, but now there's this check. On c5 sometimes, which can win the bishop. So interesting lines here, but g3 is kind of rare. Typically you see h3 as my opponent played in the game. Yeah, legendary Mittens game. Actually, wait. I'll show you guys. Speaking of that Mittens game. Okay, wait. I have something to show you guys. It was this after I finish going over this about that Mittens game. Okay, so h3. Where was I? Yes, h3. So I had this decision. I was talking about this during the game after h3. We're in an interesting spot here because, again, if I do nothing in any position, there's d4, and not only am I down a pawn, but this is, like, even worse than that. Like, my queen's attacked, right? And then, okay, there's e5 right away. So we can never really allow that. There's this move bishop to g4, which looks like it should be really, really good because takes is checkmate. Queen takes loses the queen to the knight. And anything like this, right, I have bishop f4 here. I have rook d8 here, and then I can chase the queen away from h3, after which takes h3 will just end the game with a pretty quick checkmate to follow. So white needs to play this move here, d4. If they play d4, then it's a little different. So now if I just dodge this hit, for example, they can play queen d3 with the shield. This pawn is now on d4, shielding it from this file. The queen is actually safe here to guard h3, to guard this sacrifice. There's no bishop e2 because this bishop also defends here. And so white here is actually completely fine, and they're threatening e5. And with that e5 threat, then this bishop would hang if I can't checkmate them on h2, right? So if they get in d4 here, so here's the line, right? It's I take the queen, they take my queen, I take this pawn, and now if they want to go up a pawn, I mean, they could retreat, but if they want to go up a pawn, they take this. But again, this is a ballsy move to make because like this is just a roller coaster of a line. Just a roller coaster of a line. Because now there's rook g8, and now I'm attacking this bishop. Now if you take this knight, you're going to get checkmated because, again, my bishops are still doing a great job. You open this file for me, check. King h1, double, check. King g1, and checkmate. So it's like, boom, boom, boom. Nice checkmate there with the help of these bishops. So, okay, bishop takes f6 was a mistake. Okay, what do you do instead? You got to counterattack. Again, the solution for white here in all these lines is actually very complicated. Yeah, d4, right? The key was the counterattack. Again, here the key is the counterattack. It's f3. F3. So now if I move this bishop anywhere, this bishop can move. And in fact, it can take here, right? So even if I take here thinking that, oh, I can win a piece, they can take here and now just be up the pawn that they grabbed on g7. So the line continues. Takes, knight takes e4. Now we're equal on material again. But if white really wants something they can do, I'm getting a call. I'm going to tell my lady friend that I am streaming. Maybe she'll tune in. Takes e4, rook e1 white can play. Pinning here, right? So if they kind of do nothing, then, okay, castles, and I kind of have a good development here, maybe. I have knight g3. Other things like this, so rook e1, play f5. White here can now play this move bishop e6 before they've ever finished this development. This is just a funny all-forced line. So now they're attacking this pawn, which is defending this knight. Knight g king f8, I think, is the best move. Takes, knight g3. And so this is the position after all that. And so, like, finally, like, bishop to d3 or something. Black here has, like, a little bit of compensation for the pawn. This is this crazy forced line where white needs to find all this stuff. The other option that you have if you're black, rather than going down this whole rabbit hole, d4, this is actually all covered, I think, in the original Busch-Gass Gambit video. This whole line here of f3 and all this stuff. Actually, it's funny about that original Busch-Gass Gambit video. I just noticed that was my first video. That's like my video that launched this channel. It's been like 2 years and 2 days now. We just hit the 2-year anniversary of that video. It's by far my most famous video, or my most watched video. I think it's just a very cool contribution to chess theory. You can compare my setup now to my setup then, and even what I look like now to what I look like then. What I want to do as a video is watch that back and react to myself. You know, reaction videos, like the peak form of content, right? Reaction videos. You know, it's a little bit of kind of stealing other people's content. Like, I don't feel good about doing it. But I think a reaction video to myself 2 years ago of the Busch-Gass Gambit, and of, you know, not just of me making fun of myself, or maybe the opposite, but also of actual substantive chess commentary I can give about the Busch-Gass Gambit and things that I've learned in the past 2 years about that stuff. I think it might be kind of interesting for me to just watch that back and comment on that. I wish I did it on the 2-year mark. We got self-reactions to the Busch-Gass before. GTA 6. I don't understand. GTA 6? Also, have they even made that many GTAs? Anyway, where were we? Right, so instead of bishop g4, I played bishop to f4. So yes, we're stopping d4 altogether. There's no d4 here. d4, I take it. Right, so what even is the best move for white? My opponent played knight a3. You cannot fault them for playing knight a3. It develops a piece and now adds another defender here. Now they're threatening d4 again. Right, so like this is like the 9th time they're trying to play d4. The best move is rook e1, according to the engine. The point is just to create this square. So bishop to g4 now would have lost a piece, because now this king can actually run away. So rook e1 would have been a good move for that reason. And I think the best move here, yeah, it's g5. G5, G4. Just go. Just go get them. Just go get him. So the line continues here, according to the engine. D4 takes, not rook takes C1, because then G4 here attacks this, attacks this. I guess they could play Queen E3, but it probably still not very good for white here. Remember, they're only up a pawn. So the line is take C1, E5, Knight D5, trade, Queen F6. What a line. So check, so you're able to trade queens and then grab the bishop back. Wow, Queen F6, what a great move, because or else then G4 comes and this is a problem. Wow, so almost impossible stuff to follow the engine recommendations. I mean, that is crazy. Knight A3, very, very sensible human move. Can't fault him for that. But now I don't even need G5, G4. I have bishop to G4. You cannot take it. You did not create the square for your king. And the issue that Chessperado immediately realizes, in fact, Queen takes F4 is the best engine move. It's minus 2.7. Yeah, so this goes from the plus 0.5 of following all the engine stuff. This is why, like the engine evaluation is just almost irrelevant, because like who can really find all that stuff? It's just so hard, especially against my repertoire here. So yeah, Knight A3, bishop to G4. The issue is now Queen D3, rook to D8. I can chase the queen off of this, and now it takes H3. It's just going to checkmate on H2. If rook E1 now, we have the nice little pattern of bishop H2, eyeing that square for a moment. Check, check, mate. So yeah, not really a chance if the queen can't stay here. If the pawn were on D4 in this position, it's a different story. But otherwise, queen is chased away. Bishop here is invincible because of the checkmate stuff. So bishop to G4 here is just winning the queen. Queen takes F4, takes, H takes G4. Yeah, it was a mistake. I noted this in the game. D4, you finally got the chance to do it here. And so, yeah, you'd be able to get both the bishops for your queen, and then you had a pawn, but then I was going to, here, like, okay, I can take this. F3 is a good move, actually. F3, interesting move. Takes, but then here, right, this is probably not nearly enough for the queen. In the game, knight takes G4, threatening mate on H2. G3, Queen H6, again threatening mate on H2. Here comes the king for a little run around, and this is about -5. Check. F5, trying to strike at that king before they're able to develop. D3, made a lot of sense to fortify this. Trade, check, ate that. Castled, brought both the rooks into the game, and rook takes F5. I think was a pretty nice finishing touch here. Takes and rook E8 check. The point is that if the king now goes to the D file anywhere, I would grab this rook. If bishop to E3, check here, I would at minimum win that bishop. And then otherwise, the issues white is having is that like they're not developed. They're not developed. So king F1, I have check here, right? King G1, they'd be fine if rook E1 wasn't an option here, but it is because the bishop is blocking the rook. So rook G2 is played here, and check leads to mate. This is a nice little pattern here of the rook and queen working together in great harmony. If rook G1, I takes, and king F2, queen. My opponent resigned before I could even play queen to E1 with these squares blocked. So I think a pretty nice Busch-Gass Gambit game against Chessperado, and yeah, I've gotten this almost exact line in a crazy win against Sergei Zagolko. I'll link that below. I promised to show you guys something about that Mittens game. You guys remember Mittens, that cat, the chess.com robot that was beating everyone? Oh, so she was very, very good. She was like a demon. But I beat her with this line, and my roommates got me for my birthday. They got me this. What it is artwork of where the pieces moved in that game. This is one of my most proud games because it was actually a crazy game, crazy sacrifices. It says Mittens bot versus W Grafe. It has all the notations on it and everything. I gotta frame this. I gotta hammer this up. But this is my game, and it's like cool artwork. You know where these are from? I don't even know where these are from. But shout out to my roommates. I have great friends. And this was very, very cool stuff. So yeah, that men's game I'll also link here as well. You have one of these games on the opera game. Oh, that's cool. That is kind of cool. That's probably a better game than mine. But yeah, the men's game was very, very cool. Yeah. You know what? Why don't I just go over it now? I've never like really gonna be the most Yeah, I could put this in the background. The thing is, I have the green screen behind me right now. But, like, I know... Like when you see... So, Eric and other streamers just have the green screen and have their head cut out like this, right? You can even see as I lean my chair back. I can make the green screen move. But, like, Levy has just, like, cool things in the background. He has that like, the YouTube thing. So... yeah, if I ever do get rid of the green screen and I become that cool and that popular, this will definitely be something I have in the background of my setup. But yes, I can't do that Mittens game justice here, other than just like the actual live recording of me playing it. I feel like just going over it now would be wrong. I went over it in that video. I feel like it wouldn't be doing that game justice, but this is a very, very cool line. What Gambit am I going to play? I'm going to play everything in my Gambit repertoire. You can go to my link tree about that here. This is everything I play. The very first videos there are just like covering all the repertoires and everything I play here. Okay, I realized I got another challenge. I'll accept it. Sure. Alright, Pazameric. Oh, you're Canadian. I'm Canadian too. Okay, good luck, and make sure you mute the stream. Oh, you already wrote off the stream. Okay, D4. Nakanaro and Levy have like their YouTube thing. Oh my goodness, did my viewer just play a Von Popiel against me? Is he gonna play a Von Popiel? Bishop G5? Ah, that's so funny. Wow. Okay. Wow, what do I want to do? That's so funny. That's so good. That's so good. Okay. Oh, this is cute. Alright, this is what I think... Is knight d7 and c6? Is that even the best way to play against this? It's this. F3, c6. Takes e5. Is that right? Played a Von Popiel Gambit against me. That's so... I'm like, what would I even recommend for the other side? I almost don't know. Okay, Bishop c4. I like this. This is very much Gambit Chad's style. I'm gonna really try to confuse. I'm gonna play Queen a5, hit the bishop this way. I like this. I'm getting a taste of my own medicine. This is kind of fun. What opening am I playing? I'm playing against the Von Popiel Gambit. So you can go to the link tree there, and you can click on Von Popiel, and that is what I'm facing right now. Let's try to strike him with e5. I gotta be very careful here. Because if they're gonna castle, then I don't want to get checkmated down this line. But knight takes would have a tempo here. And I want to bring my bishop to b4. This is funny. I'm facing my own stuff. My own stuff is so rare that I feel like I never just kind of like face it in general. But, of course, one of my viewers would play it. Okay, now that the knight came to e2, now I'm going to take it, because the knight's not there. Let's go bishop b4. But, okay, now they've defended against bishop b4 probably pretty well. What should we do? Let's take this. Knight takes his force. Queen needed to defend. Okay, I think I've done a good job kind of undermining their king position a little bit. I have something like queen e5 check. Knight e5, bishop e3, and then Let's play bishop b4. So now if castles, I want to take this maybe. Castles takes, because that's still hanging, right? Maybe they should give me a check. Just going to maybe play either knight e5 or queen e5. Give me a check probably there to keep their defense of this. But yeah, I think this idea in general is pretty annoying, because c6, my point was if f takes e4 then e5, and then I feel like that's an annoying way to hit these pawns. Hi Anta, how you doing? Okay, here comes castles. But now if I take, there's rook e1 check, right? Okay, I'm just going to castle myself, so there's no check. But I did take here. Maybe they can use this g file against me. Yeah, rook g1 makes a lot of sense, because actually that will give them queen takes c3 without hanging this. But I'm still going to take it. Rook g1, it would take away knight e5 as a resource, because this would hang. But yeah, rook g1, I'm going to take this. Pawn takes c3, they can try it. But now knight e5 seems more logical. I'm going to take. Do they want to try pawn takes? Oh, they do. Okay, I respect this. I respect this. Alright, let's go for this. Knight e5. Oh, we're low on time. I'm thinking takes, knight takes c4, queen g2, queen a3, and mate is kind of the line I'm looking at. So, bishop e3, no, knight d5, right? And then I think we're kind of good here. I think we've escaped the worst of things. I think we've escaped. And honestly, I think maybe white has the opposite of compensation here. Let's play b5, knight c4, and rook b8. I'm going to go here. Oh, wait. This, I've checked. Takes. I think we're mating them. Yeah, I think we're mating them there. Wow, GG. I love that you played this against me. I love that I faced my own thing. That was so interesting. I really got a taste of my own medicine of facing the Von Popiel Gambit. I was like, Joe Bava wanted. Like, it didn't even hit me. It didn't even hit me that I'd be facing this. This was so funny. So the Von Popiel Gambit, for the uninitiated, you can get it pretty much every single time. Like, here. Not even pretty much. Like, literally, if you want to learn one opening as white, it can be this one. It's very good. It's very tricky. And I almost guarantee you your opponent doesn't know it. Basically, the point is that you're hitting this pawn, right? Bishop f5 is most likely, f3, so it's like a delayed black mardemer. Oh yeah, you're going to play knight takes f3, but you play queen takes f3 if they play bishop f5, most common move. And with queen takes f3, you hit here and hit here, so it's very, very dangerous stuff. And otherwise, whoa. Okay. Did you guys see that? Okay, anyway. Knight d7. If they do something like this to defend, and now we get the black mardemer. They've boxed in this bishop, and very often we have this fun checkmating pattern of, like, bring our queen around. Like, let's say they do this. Bring our queen around. Try and checkmate on h7, right? So there's no h6 because we can take it. You guys have seen this pattern before. Here, we're trying to get rid of these knights. For example, boom, boom, and checkmate, right? So, fun stuff there. I've covered this a lot on my channel. Whoa. Whoa. Do you guys see that? Is the screen just freaking out for me? Or is the stream okay? You don't see anything weird? Okay, I think it's just my monitor. Okay. Anyway, It's just my side monitor that displays my stream for me. Yeah, the Alien Gambit. The Alien Gambit's fun. I mean, in terms of Gambits versus the Caro, I prefer the Von Hennig, but I should try it just for variety's sake. But I am a huge Von Hennig fan. Every time I face the Caro these days, I'm like, yes, free point. Anyway, so in the game here, I played knight d7 because my point was I was going to go c6, and then if takes, I was going to play e5. I don't know if this was any good. Yeah, okay, it was pretty good. Because c6, it helps you get out this way, kind of, and maybe put a lot of pressure this way. And it definitely throws Von Popiel players off. It's an extremely rare way to play against this. Takes... Okay, yeah, the key move is queen a5. Interesting stuff. Oh, Blunder Villager, are you who I just played? That's so funny. Okay, so yeah, after bishop's... Oh, that's so funny. Okay, nice, good game, man. So bishop c4 was played here, which it makes a lot of sense, and certainly in spirit of Gambit style. Now, if I take knight takes, e6, right, of course, this is everything that the Gambit chat is looking for when they played Von Popiel. It's not what I wanted to do. I wanted to play queen a5 and try and hit with e5. So queen d2 made a lot of sense. e5, knight g2. And then here I played e takes f3, which wasn't even the best. I guess the issue with e takes f3, I should have kept that pawn there as long as possible, is that eventually the g file could get me. So I took, as soon as I saw that the knight couldn't recapture, but logical stuff, queen d2, knight e2, looking to go long with the king. Takes d4, knight takes d4. Apparently this is already better for white, actually. This is a plus 0.4 position. So even me facing the Von Popiel Gambit, that I know in and out of the opening, I was facing a plus 0.4 position right off the bat. So castles, castle. Yeah, so here, this is an interesting position because I wanted to play take c3, because if pawn, first of all, if queen takes, I can take this, and pawn takes is something I want, but there's rook e1 check, which is a nasty intermezzo, and it forces my king to move rather awkwardly. So I didn't have that, so I had to castle here. And 85 is also not a resource I had because, again, I would get pinned here. And, again, I need, like, my knight here to be able to recapture, and I don't want to take with my pawn. But now with castles, yeah, h4, I noted this during the game. Rook g1 is a better version of h4. It's a rook that's not doing anything, and now it's in the game very, very actively. And it defends the bishop, which is the sole purpose of h4, right? To free your queen so that the bishop is defended. Rook to g1, and it puts very serious pressure here. For example, like knight e5 is never on the table because of takes and this. And other ideas, just like bishop h6 or queen g2, other things to attack this. It's knight f5. Like, things can really pour in. I don't always have g6 because this can be pinned, so maybe sometimes you can even take g6. So just lots of cool resources for white here, and probably not very fun for me to play. Yeah, it's recommending takes, and this is equal. So pawn takes. Don't even trade the queens. Pawn takes. You had this idea yourself in the game, and yeah, my pieces aren't great, because like this knight is kind of stuck. It's got to defend this knight, right? And okay, yeah, now I'm worried about this. So I think a pretty good opening result there for white. G takes f3 was a pretty nice file to have. So in the game h4 though, and now I got to take, and pawn takes is still best because like I just don't have the resources right now to get to your king, and so I think it's totally justifiable. Queen takes here, I think white might run short on compensation. h5 that the engine recommends is a great move. Just getting the knight out of the way so that next I can play knight b6 without ever having to worry about this. Next I can play knight b6 and then maybe finish my development here. But yeah, I am basically clinging on to this extra pawn, so it's not really so comfortable. Pawn takes c3. Here I play knight e5, which is a mistake. It's recommending... Well, it was saying knight h5 a moment ago. Knight e5, what's the issue? Bishop b3, good move. Knight d5. Wow, so this is plus 0.3. But we got very low on time here. It's saying just rook dg1, so that you're not getting attacked here. And then just, like, bishop e7. And, like, just try and get him with queen g5. Oh, this is really nice, actually. This is really nice. If I just play rook e8, yeah, you have this. Takes, king takes, check. No knight g6 because of this. Pin. King h8 and checkmate. So, wow, just killer stuff down there. Just killer stuff. What I really need is, like, my bishop here, right? But I don't have that. I just don't have the development here. So really cool position. King b2 you played to defend c3. I played b5, so we were just very low on time here. We both missed this resource of just takes and eliminating this, after which white is winning. In the game, h5 you went for, h5, h6. Again, better is to try and get me here, because this was pretty slow. I was able to get in my ideas of knight c4 check. This is just my idea that I came up with almost no time. Again, takes here, and this minus 0.5. In the game, h6. But then, yeah, check. And a b3 you had to play. And then this is going to be checkmate next turn on a2. So, yeah, I mean, kind of a really, really nice opening played by you, honestly. I think you did everything right in the opening. Couldn't have done it better myself, truly. And you got a nice position here. But, yeah, I think what you needed here was to utilize the g-file. I think that was the big factor there. So, yeah, fun game there. I got a taste of my own medicine in the Popiel Gambit.
William Grave, the Gambit man, takes his seat at the board. e4, e5, knight f3, bishop c5. The Busch-Gass Gambit on the board. On with the Gambit classes. Hero pod unlocked.